already learned that agriculture is one of the sectors that indeed grew, because the other critical sectors like manufacturing and services all did shrink. Now, let's find out what entrepreneurs are doing in Uganda today to try and see that they get the best out of this sector. Because for a long time, players in this sector have always complained about being cheated, more so by middlemen.
Majority of Ugandans derive their livelihoods from agriculture directly or indirectly. A bulk of them, however, stop at primary production. James Othieno, a coffee roaster from Seg2, has however raised the bar higher.
I started this business in 2013. Is when we registered the company, and is when I acquired the coffee roaster. And 24th January 2013, we did our first production.
Through adding value, he believes he is able to eliminate a chain of middlemen who he says normally exploit farmers.
The little coffee my relatives harvest, I looked at it and saw how the buyers in the market there give them money. Then I realized, oh, how can I help my uncle have better money in the coffee, other than the traders coming to buy a kilo of parchment at 1,000 shillings or 2,000 shillings. Can't I help my uncle sell this coffee in a better way? So I bought for him a hurler. All those I was trying to develop interest in the coffee. He would hurl now his coffee direct from his garden and dry it. So I gave him some few bags of cement to cement a place where he dries his coffee. Then I get his coffee, I add it onto mine also, and roast it and sell it. There we realize better money than selling it to a trader. You understand? So I just wanted to uplift the income of our people who are doing coffee there. That was that perspective. But I found the interest growing bigger to a business perspective.
Othieno's value addition model draws a lot from the principle of minimizing costs while optimizing returns. For this, he chose to work from home.
The supposed to be garage for a car is what has become a workshop for my coffee. I got these coffee roasters sometimes back, installed them in my garage, and say I can use this garage more productively than just parking in it a car. I found it very, very convenient and very, very cost-cutting to work from home. If you can work from home and you can use the whatever little space in an economic way you can, you cut out a number of costs that you would have incurred. And also you encourage the capacity building to the family members.
There are basics that one has to know when processing coffee.
Coffee comes from the garden when it is in form of parchment, as we saw it there. So when we've taken the coffee for milling, after milling, it is still a mixture of different sizes of coffee beans. Now, the machine will do the grading. So in that grading is where you get what we call double A grade. There is single A grade. There is PB grade. There is CPB grade, right? Up to the last waste, like husks, which is poured off. Those are the grades we have when we are grading Arabica.
Uniqueness in business is key to success.
We give you natural Arabica coffee that has been picked from the plant to the roaster to your cup.
This is how he earns.
My customer will find it there and buy it from the supermarket. Coffee shops, restaurants and hotels that sell coffee, we visit them and give them our product. They prepare it for you, a customer who goes there, and you take a cup of coffee. Network marketing. You get a contact of the manufacturer or the source. You call, the office receives it, say, we want Wagagai coffee, we got here, how many do you want, how much? We deliver. Then we also have clients who collect. Okay? They come direct where? To the source and pick. That's another way we reach our clients with Wagagai coffee.
In business, you can start something at a small scale and still be productive. Today, Othieno is focused on the bigger picture.
If there's one thing that this pandemic has taught us, and of course the policy decisions that have come with it, like the curfews, is how to keep time. Because today the day begins late and it ends early. Now, if you replicate this in business, experts tell us that a lot can actually happen.
Many people, especially in Uganda, do not consider time to be an asset in a business. But time is very, very important, and if you manage it well, as a business, you can thrive. So how should an entrepreneur manage their time well? They should make sure that they prioritize their tasks well. Because if you prioritize well, it means that you'll do the most important things first, and you leave the things that are not important for later. Now, the challenge with not having a priority list of what you're doing in a business is that you'll focus on the non-essentials and you'll ignore the things that are essentials. If you have clients, if you have orders to meet, it means that you'll focus on the small orders and ignore the large orders. So it's very, very important that you manage your time as an entrepreneur, because if you manage it well, it means the business as a whole will stay on track. Number two, it's very important that you plan ahead. Now, this habit of people doing things at the last minute is a huge, huge problem. It means that you're not able to keep your promises. If you say, I'm delivering on Monday, deliver on Monday. And if you anticipate that you're not able to deliver on Monday, then call the client and let them know, I'm not able to deliver. Switching off your phone and calling them afterwards and telling them, oh, sorry, we're not able, and then giving them excuses, it means you're going to lose valuable clients because you're not able to manage your time and you're not able to manage your orders. Number three, it's very important that you put limits to tasks. So if you're doing something, please know that it's an investment. Just like I said, time is an investment, money is an investment. So you shouldn't overinvest in something that has ceased to be profitable. So you must set time limits. And unfortunately, for many people, they get attached to projects. So you're running after a project, it's no longer profitable, it's no longer making sense for the business, but you're still investing time, you're still investing money, you're still asking staff to invest their time on that project. I think there has to be a time when you have to say, you know what, I think this project is no longer profitable, I think let's focus on something else.
Today, the global village, or the world as we know it, is contending with a very huge task. That is the task of dealing with waste. Now, most of this waste ends up in water bodies and contaminates them, and by extension, explains the kind of diseases that we are living with today. Water treatment, therefore, becomes a very critical element of day-to-day living. What is entailed in this process is the focus of our next segment.
Assuming this is our sample, and we are supposed to analyze parameters like pH, like COD, like BOD, like total nitrogen or total phosphorus. We have a benchtop pH meter here that analyzes pH of a given sample. That is, technically it is potence hydrogen, but to a layman, pH is the level of acidity of a given sample, or basicity of the sample. So we find that some samples can be basic or acidic. So for us, for discharge, we need pH to be neutral, such that it doesn't affect the environment. Then we have a DO-meter. This one monitors the dissolved oxygen, and this is also a very critical parameter in as far as environment is concerned, because it directly speaks to the oxygen that you're discharging within a given ecosystem. Over here we have an EP7 thermoscientific conductivity meter. We monitor conductivity, that is number one. We also monitor the total dissolved solids. Yeah. So a given water sample like this one here you can see it has suspended solids, okay? But then this machine can enable you to determine the dissolved solids that you can't see with your visible eyes. So that is the importance of this machine. Yeah. Then it can as well monitor resistivity. Okay, that speaks to resistance. Okay, in a given sample. Then it also monitors salinity. That is the concentration of the salts. Okay, so all these have to be closely monitored because lakes and rivers have their standard salt that God created with them to sustain everything that lives within that ecosystem. So whichever that we give to lakes and rivers that is additional is not good. So we have to closely monitor to see that it's within the permissible limits as prescribed by NEMA. Then over here is a dedicated WTW conductivity meter, specifically for monitoring conductivity. Conductivity is the measure of the presence of elements that can actually conduct electricity.
That brings us to the end of this week's edition of Money&Markets. Thank you for being part of the show. Now, from me and team, we'd like to wish you a very good evening, but don't forget to engage us on the addresses on your screen. So for any questions, comments, and any other engagements you would like to pick with us, please feel free. Bye-bye.